as well. What can I say? I agree with the Deputy that it is not sustainable. I think people out living out there, really out in limits in some way. It is a conservation area. Swanwick Lakes, when I read through the report, that concerns me that there could be an impact on the wildlife there. So I think I'm going to go along with the officer's recommendation, having read the report 2 or 3 times because I thought this was a very important sign.
Thank you, Chairman. I think in practice, Chairman, if I look at this, I'd view this application in an almost identically similar way to the Sovereign Crescent. The site itself has not been rejected in the emerging borough plan, but it was assessed as acceptable but not preferred. And once again, the not preferred element came out of a number of areas of concern, which made it frankly less suitable, less achievable than other sites that we had submitted and we did also assessed as being deliverable. So it actually didn't make it as a proposed site, but we did not reject it as a site that was deliverable. Having read through the officer report, I must say I do struggle to relate to a degree to the extent of adverse comments, many of which are, to my mind, stretched perhaps a little too far. And the comments about sustainability and not being near a shop, well, I should think that 90% of the residents of Birmingham have to get in the car to go to a local shop. So if this was to be used as a fundamental ground, we'd be rejecting applications left, right and centre. However, having said that, I think there is sufficient validity of concern to support the overall conclusion, not to approve the application in its present form. For example, as I understand it, we still have a formal objection on ecological grounds that has not been resolved, and that by itself may well be a sufficient reason. So I therefore support the officer's recommendation for refusal for this application as it stands.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, actually, Councillor Evans' comment mirrors very much what I was going to say. What he said to start with about it being similar in some ways to Sovereign Crescent, you might recall that I actually mentioned this application when I was talking about Sovereign Crescents. The point I think is a fair one about not being near to shops and such. And I just wonder, is there a description of not suitably, sustainably located adjacent to neighbouring settlements? What is the description of that, and what does it matter? Because I think Councillor Evans made a fair point to say parents drive the children 100 yards to school. They get in the car to go to the local Tesco or wherever. They use the car for everything, so it can't be to encourage walking. But I don't know, is there a description of sustainably located adjacent to neighbouring settlements? What does it matter?
I don't think there's actually a defined definition I can point council forward to in a book and say this is how it's set out. I think the way that officers have looked at it is if you're going to create a new estate of housing, which is essentially what this is, would you choose to put it in a location where it's not got ready access to most of the services? And I think Mr. Gamby probably did quite a fair summary of the fact there's, within reason, not an awful lot actually close to it at all. And I think that's the concern shared by officers as well. You're going to move families into housing in this location where there's, I'm not saying people won't walk or won't cycle, but there's little options too much other than getting your car.
And of course, a lot of people choose to live in a location like that. I mean, as a planning authority, I don't think we should be making people's minds where they want to live. I mean, some people don't want to live in the confines of a busy, smelly town, whatever. But having said that, Councillor Ford.
Yeah, just to follow on, I take Lee's point on that, I fully understand that, but that point leads to something else, to say they haven't got things around them. And what does that lead to? With them, it seems to be saying, we would encourage them, they could walk to the shops, and it's got a pub out in the road, I suppose. But they could walk to the shops, or they could walk to schools, but we know very well they don't do that anyway. So that fact of it being sustainably located adjacent to must have a conclusion to it. I do fully accept the point you make, and I think we can say this on a number of applications. But I think I'm with Councillor Evans that there's certainly an ecology issue here, and perhaps, again, similar to his own comments, that may be on its own sufficient reason to refuse, and I think on balance I'll do the recommendation.
Thank you. Well, I personally think that the application should be approved, other than, and I agree with the points being made on ecology, and that's the only reason that I would actually not approve it. Because I think that from my point of view is that, you know, there's many sites across the borough which has got planning consent over the years where you're not close to shops, you're not close to anywhere else, you've got to walk and what have you. So that doesn't hold water in my book. Now, also, if I remember back when the air traffic control centre was built, this piece of land was used for the car parking of the contractors when they built the air traffic control. So, although it's not said in the report, I'm pretty sure there's a piece of land which was very much used for car parking. So from my point of view, I would approve it, but I will support the refusal on the ecology item only.
Anyone else?
Yes, Chairman. I actually used to know the owner of the bungalow, which is right along there, and I used to visit there many, many times, and actually going there way back in Marcoma's days, I've actually used those gates there into the equestrian place to actually put posters there. I walked that area many times, and apart from the actual statement about the ecological thing, I actually find it very difficult to refuse it, but I'm going to support the officer on that one recommendation.
Anyone else? No? Right. Motion second for the officer's recommendation. Mr. Postbar.
I'll do it. Come on. Gentlemen.
Motion by Councillor Mrs. Sopwith, seconded by seconded by Councillor Evans. Those in favour of refusal, please show. That's refused.
No.